Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Quotation again. In this video, we are going to discuss about different operators in Java and how to use them. Before we start, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Let's begin. In this section, we are going to learn about operators in Java. Before we proceed with that, there are three terms that you must know: operation, operand, and operator. Now, suppose you have to add two numbers, then the operation is called addition. The two numbers that you are going to add, those are operands, and the symbol that you are going to use, that is operator. Now, based on the number of the operands that you have, Java operators are divided into three categories: unary, binary, and ternary. If the number of operand is 1, then it is unary operator. If the number of operands are 2, then it is binary operator. If the number of operands are 3, then it is ternary operators. In this slide, I've highlighted unary operators as green, binary operators as orange, and ternary operators as purple. Now, the Java operators can also be classified into 7 categories on the basis of their functionality. The first category is arithmetic operators. These include simple mathematical or arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Then there's also a modulus operator which gives you the remainder. Suppose you do 7 mod 2, then 7 will be divided by 2. A remainder 1 will be left, which will be returned as a result for this modulus operator. Then there are two unary operators as well in arithmetic operators, which are increment and decrement. Increment increases the value of the operand by 1 and decrement decreases the value of the operand by 1. The second category is relational operators. Relational operators determines the relation between the two operands or compares the two operands. And these include equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Relational operators return a Boolean value. And now the third category is logical operators. Logical operators are those that do logical operations on Boolean expressions or Boolean operands. So only logical operators can only be applied on Boolean operands. And the result of logical operators is also a Boolean value. Here also there is one unary operator which is not, so it negates the Boolean value. Suppose you have an operand as true, and if you do a logical NOT, it will turn into a false and vice versa. Now logical AND, what does it do? It performs a logical AND operation and it will return true only if both the operands are true. If any of the operand is false, this logical AND will return the result as false. And for logical OR, if any of the operand is true, then the result of logical OR will be true. Otherwise, it will be false. Now the fourth category is bitwise operators. I'll be covering the bitwise operators in a separate video along with the practical and will be explaining everything. But for now, just for the definition, these bitwise operators are performed on individual bits of the binary numbers rather than a whole number. The fifth category is assignment operators. It is used to assign the value to the variables. It can be used alone or it can be used in combination of arithmetic operators, bitwise operators, and bitwise shift operators. The next category is ternary operator. What does it do? Its symbol is question mark and colon, but it's not used together. So this question mark and colon is not used together. It evaluates a condition. A condition is evaluated. If this is true, then the value which is before colon, this is assigned to the variable. If this condition evaluates to be false, then the value which is after the colon, that is assigned to the variable. Now the last category is instance of. This is used to determine whether an object is an instance of a particular class or not. This will also gives you a Boolean result. Let's start with the practical for operators in Java. For that, I've created a class operators and there I've written a main method. So let's take two numbers. Num1 is equal to 4 and let's take num2 as 2. Now for arithmetic operators, I'm not going to show addition, subtraction and multiplication. Those you guys can try it yourself, and if you have some problem, you can drop down a comment and I can have a look. But for division and mod operator, we will discuss. Division, I'll tell you why I discuss, but first let's see mod operator. So what is mod? It gives you the remainder. So suppose you say like int result is equal to num1 mod num2. Now these num1 and num2 are operands, and this percentage symbol, this is operator. This is mod operator. It gives you remainder. Now I've given num1 mod num2, what I told that it will divide num1 divided by num2, and whatever the remainder is left, this will be the result of this operator. So here if you divide 4 by 2, what you will get? 0. So the remainder should be 0. Let's print out this result. So let's print out this result and see what happens. Let me run this code and let's see, it's taking time. Yeah, so you see the remainder is 0. Now suppose I give num1 as 5. Now if you divide 5 by 2, what will be the remainder? Remainder should be 1. Now let's see what will happen. So here the remainder is 1. Now let's see about the division operator. What does it do? So again, I have num1 and num2 as 5 and 2. Now if I give the operator as divide by, now what will happen? That's why I wanted to discuss division operator here. Let me run this code. Here 5 divided by 2, actually it is 2.5. But when you run this code, you will see that the result is printed as 2. Why is it is printing as 2 and not 2.5? Because I have declared the result as int and not float or double. That's why it is converting that float and double number into int, and it is just giving you that part, the int part. Now, if you want to see the actual result, either the numerator or the denominator, it should be defined as float and double. So suppose I give this, let's say the denominator part, I'll say as double. Now what will happen? Your code will start giving the compilation error because this num1 by num2, it will become converted into a fractional number or double number, but you are trying to store that result in int, and that is not possible. You cannot do that because there is a loss of information. So for that, you have to convert your result also into double. Now, if I convert it into double, then this compilation error is gone. And now if you run this code, it will print as 2.5. So yeah, I ran this code and you can see the result is printed as 2.5. So similarly, even if you like try convert this number like numerator into double, then also you need the same thing. Now the next arithmetic operators are increment and decrement operators. So let's try that. Uh, Let me do increment operator. What does increment operator does? Num1 plus plus, what it will do, it will increase the value of the operand, which is num1 in this case by 1. So num1 is defined as 5. I've put an increment operator on that and I've printed the result. And that's why these are called unary operators, because it doesn't need two operands, it just need one operand, which is num1 here. Let me try to run this code. So yeah, if you run this code, the result will be 6, you can see here. And similarly for decrement operator, which is also a unary operator, let me do minus minus, and it will do, the result should be 4 because our num1 is defined as 5. We have done a decrement operator. This should print as 4. So yeah, you can see here as 4. Now the next set of operators are relational operators. What does relational operators do? They determine the relation between the two operands or compares the two operands. That's why they are also called comparator operators. So for that, let me take again two numbers, num1 as 5 and num2 as 2. And let's say if let me say num1 equal to num2. So I'm checking the relation between these two operands and I'm checking whether these two are equal or not. And these relational operators, they will give Boolean values. So let us check if num1 equals to num2. It will print false, which is very logical. So similarly, you can use other logical operators as well, like if it is greater than equal to, this should print true because 5 is greater than equal to 2. So if I print this, it will print as true. So yeah, this is true. So for the remaining relational operators, you guys can try to do it on yourself. And if you face any issues, you can let me know. And now the next set is logical operators, and logical operators takes an input as Boolean values and give the result also as Boolean values. So let's take two Boolean values, Boolean B1 as true and B1, B2 as true, let's say first. Now, what was our unary logical operator? It was logical not, which negates the value. So let's say this, and let us put logical not and say B1. So B1 is true, and I'm negating this B1. I'm using a unary logical not. So the result that should be printed, it should be false. So let's see if it prints false. Yeah, it prints false. Now let's see logical AND. What does logical AND do? If both of the Boolean values in its input are true, then only logical AND will give true. Otherwise, it will give false. So here, let's see, are both B1 and B2 are true. And let's say logical AND B1 and B2. So both of our Boolean values are true. The result should be true for logical AND. So here you can see the result is true. Now, if I make any of B1 or B2 as false, the result will turn into false. So now I turned B2 into false. The result should be false. Result is false. Let me take B1 into false and let me make B2 into true. Then also the result will be false. Yeah. And if both of the Boolean values are false, then also the result will remain as false. So logical AND will give true only if both of the Boolean values are true. So yeah, this also gives false. Now next is logical OR. What does logical OR does? If any of the Boolean value is true, it will give as true. So this will give false only when both of the Boolean values are false. So here both of our Boolean values are false. Let us replace logical AND by logical OR. So both Boolean values are false. The result should be false. Yeah, you can see the result is false. Now let us make B1 as true. B1 is true, B2 is false, logical AND. This will produce true because at least one of our Boolean values is true. See, here it is true. Similarly, if I make B1 as false and B2 as true, then also you will see that logical all will give true. True. And both values true, logical OR, it will give us true. True. So the next category is assignment operators, and assignment operator we unknowingly used already here. So in line 3 you can see this equal to sign is the assignment operator. What it is doing, it is assigning this value true to the variable b1. Now this assignment operator can be used in combination of arithmetic operators, bitwise shift operators, bitwise and or and or. But we haven't covered bitwise operators. We will be covering this in a separate video. So then I'll tell you this assignment operator in combination with bitwise in that video. But here we can see the combined assignment operator with arithmetic operators. So let's see int num1 equal to 2. So this is a simple assignment operator that I'm assigning 2 to this variable num1. Now let's see what is combined assignment operator. So what does it mean? I say num1 plus equal to 2. So here assignment operator is used in combination of an arithmetic operator addition. What it is doing? It is first adding 2 to this number and then assigning that result to num1. So now if I print num1, it should give us 4. Because num1 is 2, then I'm using plus equal to 2, which means it will add 2 to num1 and then assign that value to num1. So this, you can see the result is 4. You can try on yourself on different combination of arithmetic operators with assignment and let me know if you face any difficulties. Now let's see ternary operator in Java, and it is the only ternary operator in Java and expects 3 operands. What does it do? It evaluates a condition. If this condition is true, then it will take the value before colon and assign to the result variable. Or if this condition evaluates to be false, then it will assign the value after the colon to where? To result. Now let's try an example. Suppose you want to assign a char value y if 5 is greater than 2 and a char value n if 5 is less than 2. Okay, let's say char c. So this is my result. See, what is my condition? If 5 is greater than 2, then what it should assign? Y. Otherwise, n. Now let me put print this thing. See. So what it is doing, it is evaluating a condition if 5 is greater than 2. If it is true, then it will assign the value which is before the colon. If this condition is false, then it will assign the value which is after the colon. So here 5 is greater than 2, then this value 1 should be assigned to this character C. So let's see. I've printed C and let's see if it indeed prints Y. So this prints Y. Now let's see, let me make it as less than. Now what will happen? Is 5 less than 2? The condition is false. So if this condition evaluates to be false, then the value which is after the colon, this will be assigned to variable C to the result. So let's print this now, and now it should print this as n. See, the result is n. Now the last operator is instance of operator. What does it do? It tells you whether an object is an instance of a particular class or not. So for that, I'm going to use the class dog that we created during reference data types. So let's say dog, my dog is equal to new dog. So I've created an object my dog, and let us give an if statement. Don't worry about the structure of the if. We will cover this when we will study if a statement. So I'll say my dog is an instance of dog. South. Yes. So what I'm doing is I'm checking whether this object is an instance of dog class, and if it is, I'll print yes. So let's see, this prints yes. Yeah, again, don't worry about this structure of if statement. We will cover in detail the if statement, but just to show that instance of operator, I'm showing you this example. So this covers the practical part of operators. Probably in the next video, we'll see the bitwise operators. So that concludes our section on operators in Java, where we discussed different types of operators, and we also did practical using IntelliJ. If you like this video, please hit the like button, do share it with your friends, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.